What's good, everybody, and welcome to my channel. I am Tino, and on my channel I talk about migrating to the UK, life in the UK, and working in the UK if you are in the engineering sector, and bits and bobs about everything. So if you're new here, welcome, and hello. Be sure to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you're notified every time I post, and come to the UK. And then for my returning subscribers, welcome. I know it's been a minute, but I'm back now. So today I'm going to talk about how I moved to the UK from Zimbabwe as a substation design engineer. Now, this is something that I've been putting off for a while because I don't know, I don't know, but now I've finally given into it, and let's talk about it. So I moved from Zimbabwe to the UK to work as a substation design engineer. And if you are watching me right now, you can do it too, because I didn't pay anyone anything. You don't need to as well. You can do it for yourself. You don't need no agent or somebody doing something for you. You can do it for yourself and move to the UK as well, or any other country that you want to, for that matter. So I applied for the job on the company website. So that would be the first thing. You need to know which companies offer sponsorship in the UK. How do you know that? You have to always go on the government website and look for the list of companies that offer sponsorship, and then look for their open vacancies, see what you are qualified to do, and apply. That's exactly what I did. But the only difference is I actually had in mind the company that I wanted to work for. In Zimbabwe, I worked for a power company, and I think I always just wanted to feel the same comfort of working for another power company, because it would be something familiar for me. So I applied to work for another power company here in the UK. So after applying for the job, I got an interview where we go to the second thing. So like I said, I'm going to just be throwing tips in there while I talk to you about my journey from Zimbabwe to the UK. So the second thing is, when I set up my account on the company's website before making the application, I highlighted that I needed sponsorship. I also highlighted that if ever I was to be shortlisted for an interview, I would never be able to attend the interview in person, so I needed to attend the interview virtually. So that is the second thing that you need to always take note of whenever you are setting up an account on any job board or company website, wherever. Make sure you highlight that you need sponsorship, and also let them know that you are going to be only able to conduct the interview virtually. That is if you are not in the country. So after doing that, setting up my account, applying for a job, and then getting the interview, I attended the interview virtually, and it was great, to be honest. The panelists, I had two panelists, and they were quite friendly and welcoming, because to be honest, it was my first time ever applying for a job outside of my country, and then to be applying for a job that was also quite different from what I was doing in Zimbabwe, but still in the same same sector, but just different job position. So I was quite nervous, and it was time for the interview, but I hadn't set up my camera. My laptop was just acting crazy. When eventually the panelists were on the other side, I put the laptop right in front of me, but my background was terrible because there was just too much sun. They couldn't see me. It was terrible. But they were so nice, and they gave me time to settle, look for the ideal place where we could all see each other. And what I took from that, and that I'm going to give you, is please always be too early for it. Come 30 minutes before the time that you're scheduled to have your interview, so that you don't do messy things like I did. I'm glad that they didn't judge me off of that, and they were not put off by that presentation, but you never know who's going to be a panelist. So just be prepared. Be 30 minutes ahead of time. Set up your microphone, set up your camera, have everything in order and just wait for the interview. So don't be like me. However, after the interview, so I think I was interviewed on a Wednesday and it went pretty well. I think the nerves played a big role in everything, because when I'm nervous, I talk a lot. So I was actually chatting away. So I think it came off as me being confident or me knowing what I was doing, but this is a confession to my boss if he's watching this. I was nervous on the day. But anyways, just be yourself and do you know, show them what you know, but also show them you're not too uptight to a point where you can't integrate well into the team. Because I think for most people, we have this notion that when you're going for a job interview, you have to be all serious, talk about all the things you know. It's good. However, you also need to show that you can work well in the team and you can integrate well in the team and not come in and disrupt, you know, the harmony that they would have set up. Just thought I should say that. And then after my interview, which was on a Wednesday, I got an email back on Friday saying that one of the panelists was happy with my interview and they wanted to have a discussion with me, which I was happy about. And then we had the discussion, we spoke about what the offer, you know, entailed and everything associated with that, and I accepted the offer. So praise God, for me that was so quick, because interview on Wednesday, job up on Friday. That is amazing, and I was really happy about it. So after that, they assigned an immigration lawyer to me, and I did not apply for my own visa. They did all that. They paid for all expenses for the visa and everything associated with it. However, they did tell me beforehand that they don't offer any relocation packages. So that meant I had to cover my own flight tickets and had to cover my own accommodation. And, you know, I had to have money moving into the UK to sustain myself for the first month before I got paid. So that's another thing that I would recommend you talk about when you eventually get to the point where you have an interview, or during the time that you are applying. Make sure you read on it, just so you know if the company offers a relocation package. If it's something you want, then if the company doesn't offer it, then you can move along. If it's something you don't mind not getting, then you can always apply. Make sure you just have a little cash on the side for your tickets and your welfare once you get to the country for the first month. And then the other thing that went on after I got the job offer, like I said, they applied for everything. So they made applications and made all payments for my visa and health surcharge. So all I had to do was get communication from the immigration lawyer, where she would tell me, okay, on this day at this time, go to this place and for your biometrics, to leave your passports and whatever else. So, and then I'll just have to do that. So I went in, I left my passport in Harare, Zimbabwe, and then I think I got my visa after 3 to 5 days, 3 days, I think. Yeah, but it was super fast compared to what I had been seeing most people talking about, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then in my head I was thinking 3 weeks, and I'm just waiting with the way I'm so anxious. What if they say no? But I think it was 3 to 5 days and my visa was out. I went, I collected my passport, and then from there my visa was not immediately effective. I think it was supposed to start working at the end of that month, which was June. So it was supposed to start working at the end of June, and I used the time that I had remaining in my country to just, you know, do other things, get a lot of money to come into the country with, and just put everything in order, which was fine, and say bye to my family as well, which was fine. So that's another thing that you need to be certain of. If you're already in another job in your country, be sure to give in your notice once you know everything is, you know, set in motion, and serve your notice so that you have a good record to fall on, because that is another thing, you know, references are so important. So have a good record to fall on, and ensure that you don't end up leaving just abruptly, and that is just terrible. It's not good for your professional career. So serve out your notice and then move to wherever you're moving to. So from then on, I then paid for my flight tickets. It was quite hectic because at the time I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Did I want to leave from Zimbabwe? Did I want to leave from South Africa? I was just weighing my options because I needed to find something affordable at the moment. And I ended up getting a ticket leaving from South Africa. I left the Zimbabwe, went to South Africa, then I departed from South Africa to the UK. It was a smooth ride. It was nice. It was okay. And then I came to the UK. I landed in the UK. I think I was at home for like 2 weeks because my boss wanted me to acclimatize, you know, get used to my surroundings, know my way around, and just acclimatize. So for me, when I was told that I'm going to sit at home for 2 weeks, I was like, oh my God. Do you know, I literally ran from Africa to come to the UK because I thought I was going to work straight away. But now that I think back on it, it was actually a really good thing, because if I had just arrived and then had to go straight into work, I think that would have just sent me into a terrible, terrible place. But the time that I took to just acclimatize, get to know the place, see places around, know my way around things and everything like that was actually good, and I appreciate that. So it might be different for you. You might actually land and have to go to work instantly, or you might be given a few days to settle in. So it's something that you just have to be prepared for when you eventually move. And then I started working. After that, I didn't get my salary for that month because I started working in the middle of the month. So it was just moved over to the next month. So when that was July, yes, in July, I started in the middle of July. And then I didn't get paid end of July. I got paid end of August, which was August the whole month and the half of July that I had worked before, which was fine because they communicated all that in the letter that my first salary would come at the end of August, which was fine. So that was my journey moving to the UK. So now that I've spoken about it, and something that I would just throw out there is, if I hadn't known the company, I probably would have never been able to apply from, you know, the company website. So for those who have watched all the way to the end, this is a quick little present that I have for you. I have left a list of companies that are offering sponsorship at the moment. I'm not sure if they're hiring, but companies hire all the time. So just go on the company websites, on their vacancies or careers page, and try and see if there's something that suits your qualifications or something that is suitable for you, and apply. So I will list a few companies in the description box that are offering sponsorship, and you can always just try and make your applications. All the best, and and also come back next time, because I have quite a number of things that I will be offering for the next couple of days or months. Bye.